Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into this episode of the SpookNotes podcast, where we get academic about everything that goes bump in the night. My name is Marlayna.
And I'm Connor.
And on this episode, we will be talking about...
The Halloween...
Drum roll. Drum roll. What are you going to say?
The Halloween franchise.
The Halloween franchise.
Mm-hmm. So, just like how we did with Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, how we kind of did an overview of the series as a whole, we're going to do that same thing now for Halloween. Nice.
So basically we started this journey, I would say, towards the end of the summertime, towards the end of August, where we just kind of, binge watched all throughout the Halloween series. I have seen
a few of them,
but I really haven't watched the entire series just because, I heard it's very jumpy, that it doesn't really follow a linear storyline. So I was like, I don't really know how I feel about that shit. But I don't know, I mustered up the courage and I watched them all. Mm-hmm. And I have some very strong opinions about each of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So just like how we did for Friday and Nightmare, we're just kind of going to go through it. In this episode, we're going to be giving our rankings of it. We're going to be playing a little game with that. Mm. We're going to be doing a quiz. But first, we're just going to kind of talk about the series in general. And again, just like last time, because this is, obviously I've seen them all before, but this is the first time Marlena has seen them all. I'm just kind of not all of them, but like she said, she's seen, obviously, the original and the new one and stuff, but I'm just going to kind of give some general interview type questions for Marlena, just to kind of spark some conversation.
Nice. Is this going to be kind of like an interview style, like Zach Galifianakis in Between Two Ferns?
No.
Oh, come on.
It's going to be a SpookNotes style interview.
Oh, shit. All right.
Okay, so I guess, the most general way we can start it off is just by saying...
Hi, my name's Marlayna.
No.
Okay.
In a general sense, do you like the Halloween franchise?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a must-see.
Must-see?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess the logical thing I think to do to kind of place our thoughts before getting more in-depth, kind of place them in context. In your opinion, how does it compare now that you've seen the main three? Like, now that you've seen Friday, all the Fridays, all the Nightmares, and all the Halloweens, how does Halloween compare to the other two?
I don't think it's as good.
Okay, and why? In what way?
Because it's not a linear storyline.
But I think you could say the same thing about Friday.
Yeah.
Like Friday is like, it's like, it almost feels like individual movies a little bit. There is obviously connection, but...
Well, yeah, there you go. There's obviously connection. Same goes for the Halloween movies. You start off by like, okay, this is Jamie Lee Curtis, and then boom, Rob Zombie. Like, the fuck? And then, oh yeah, let's throw Paul Rudd in there and a baby. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical, but the point I'm trying to make from this is that I prefer a more linear storyline for the most part. That way it's kind of easier to follow. But I feel like with, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, the further you get from the first couple original ones, it's just all over the place. Like, even in Nightmare on Elm Street, you had, like, this whole thing with the baby and whatnot. Like, I swear to God. Wait, what year was that one in?
I want to say, like, 89 or something.
Okay, and what year was that? That was, like, late 90s, though, right?
Halloween 6?
Yeah.
That was 94.
Okay. Well, clearly they copied it. But, yeah.
Okay. So...
oh, my God.
You prefer the linearness of Friday and Nightmare?
Yeah.
Okay. So, now that you've seen the major three, because I think these are the ones that everybody considers the major three, what of the major three franchises is your favorite? As a whole franchise.
I would have to say Friday the 13th.
Didn't you say Nightmare last time?
Yeah, I don't know. New year, new me.
Okay, but definitely not Halloween is what you're saying.
No.
Okay. But here, let me ask you this question, though. Now that you've seen all the movies in it, what is, of all three franchises, what is your favorite individual movie of the three?
Wait, what? Say that again.
So now you've seen all the movies in those three franchises.
Okay.
Which is your favorite individual movie of all of them?
Friday the 13th, Part 4.
So it's better than any of the Elm Streets or any of the Halloweens?
Yeah. It's got boobs, it's got awkward dancing, and it's got some sick ass kills. It's all around.
But didn't you place the original Halloween in your top 5 movies last year?
Listen to me, okay? I'm a changed person.
Okay.
I can change my mind. I don't know. You just asked me something, and I came up with my answer.
All right. Okay, and then lastly, comparing the franchises.
Yeah.
Of the 3 villains, who's your favorite, and who's your favorite final girl?
Oh shit. Okay, who's my favorite? I would have.
So do the villain first.
Yes, I'm getting there. I would have to say Freddy Krueger.
Of the 3, is it because he talks?
It's because he talks, and also just because I find he's like creative. Like he's very creative in his kills and everything.
Okay.
As is, Jason, but I just like the whole sleep thing. You know? Yeah. And who's my favorite final girl?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give that one up to Laurie Strode.
You're gonna give it to Laurie, the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's everything I want to be.
So now that we've at least established that you don't like the Halloween franchise as much,
like it's not like it's bad or anything.
No,
but
no,
it's just,
no.
It's like personal preference because I find with like the Friday the 13th franchise, it gives me that like summery, campy feel, like going to camp and all that stuff, and I like that. It kind of reminds me of my childhood. Like I didn't get slaughtered or anything, thank God, but I don't know. It gives me some strong summer vibes, and I like that.
Okay. But you would say that all 3 of these franchises are very different, right?
Yeah, you got one that's like the forest, and then the dreams, and then the suburbia.
Well, okay, that's what I was going to ask you. In your opinion, what makes Halloween as a franchise different from the other 2? Like, what sets it apart for you?
That it's just, it's very mundane. Just the setting that it's in. It's just in an average neighborhood. There's nothing essentially supernatural about this. It's just this guy with a mask who kills people. Whereas in Friday the 13th, you have this guy who haunts your dreams. It's a little bit less...
Elm Street.
Or Elm Street, yeah. It's a little bit less believable. And then you have Friday the 13th. It's like also kind of unbelievable because he dies. He sinks to the bottom of the lake. Like all these events happen to him. Whereas in the Halloween series, like it's scarier in the sense because it actually does happen. Like you do have people that are just in suburbia killing each other. Like depending where you live, like we live in St. Catharines, which is, pretty fucking sketchy, but I'm kidding. Did that answer your question?
A little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, kind of going along with that, because you mentioned that like it's kind of the normalcy is what sets it apart and what makes it scary, kind of. Do you think, because obviously it's called Halloween, it's a Halloween franchise, do you think that it does, as a franchise, does do a good job of kind of reflecting the holiday and... Yeah. Okay, yeah, how so?
Well, you have the houses that are decorated. You have all the kids that you see in these movies. They're all dressed up in costumes and whatnot, going trick-or-treating. And then you have, like, Michael himself, who is essentially just dressed up as, like, a character. You have him as the clown when he's younger. Mm-hmm. And then, you have him as Captain Kirk when he's older.
But I mean, like...
Just the overall vibe?
Yeah, do you think that, like, it gets into, like, maybe, like, the meaning of the holiday, or do you feel like it's more so just kind of, like, window dressing, like, it's just aesthetics?
Well, okay, when you're talking about, oh my god, Halloween 3, which is the season of the witch, they start to introduce that, like, what is it, Samhain and stuff, mm-hmm. And then Loomis goes all batshit crazy and calls Michael Myers, like, Samhain or evil.
Well,
or
he says
Samhain.
Samhain. He pronounces
Samhain.
it incorrectly.
Yeah,
But
because he's fucking dumb. But we'll get into that later. Yeah, I think it just kind of grazes the surface of like, Halloween as a much darker and more sinister holiday, or rooting it back to its pagan origins and stuff like that. But I don't think it really like lays it on thick, which I think is good, because if you did that, I feel like you would lose a lot of the audience. Like, we would really like it because I like anything spooky and pagan and whatever. But I feel like for the general public, if you laid it on really, really thick, you would just lose them.
Well, do you think that...
Because they want like an icon. They want to see Michael just kill people just because.
Okay, so in that sense, going off that, do you think that Halloween 3 is the one that most closely reflects the holiday?
Yeah, and that's why people don't like it, because they're confused.
Okay, then let me ask you a follow-up question. What do you think more closely reflects the holiday? Halloween 3 or Trick or Treat?
Oh, shit. I want to say Halloween 3, because like it you have those Stonehenge blocks and weird shit like that, right? It's Stonehenge, no?
Yeah. I don't think that really reflects the holiday.
Bro,
though.
I don't fucking
I was
know.
going to say Trick or Treat.
Okay, let me explain why I don't think it's Trick or Treat. Just because you literally have Sam who's dressed up, but fuck, man, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, okay, so let's keep going. So you mentioned that one thing that you didn't like about the Halloween franchise is how it's not linear. So I want to get more into your feelings about like the various reboots and the timelines in the franchise and how you feel about that.
Okay.
So how do you feel about like
I was like,
the fact that
I was waiting for this question.
The fact that like it always constantly reboots itself. Like it's like, well, we have the first 6, but 3 is different, and then it reboots itself with H2O, and then Rob Zombies is different, and the new one's different.
Smokes! I have a theory, and let me tell you why. Okay, first 2 movies, very strong movies, very iconic. That's where Michael is originally from. Those 2 movies, and then John Carpenter directed the 3rd one.
No, Tommy Lee Wallace directed
I'm
the 3rd.
so
We met him.
sorry. I don't remember everything. Yeah, he directed the 3rd one, and I think, like I said before, a lot of audiences didn't like the shit because it's not even connected to Michael Myers at all. It's just like this own separate thing. And originally, that's what the Halloween series was going to be. It was going to be an anthology. They were going to have some Halloween tales and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But because Michael's such a strong icon in the Halloween series, they chose to bring him back. So when it happened with the 3rd one, everybody was just really confused. So when they started the 4th one, and that's when Jamie is dead, and that's when her niece is...
Laurie is dead, and Jamie
I'm so sorry. Laurie's dead, Jamie is there as a kid, whatever. They needed to reboot it because it would just be kind of awkward being like, okay, this is Halloween 4, but really it's a continuation of Halloween 1 and 2, so it's really the 3rd one. I feel like they really needed to branch off from it, almost start like a new whole storyline.
So you think... So that was going to be my next question. Do you think that, like... they should have gone in the anthology route, or should have like stuck with Michael Myers?
I would have liked to see the anthology, because I think that would have been really cool. But I can see why they stuck with Michael Myers, because people like an icon. Mm-hmm. They like, a Jason, a Freddy, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a Leatherface. Holy smokes, I am really tired. I can't even focus. You have like all these just like single icons, and it makes it easier to follow.
Do you think that, because obviously they did Halloween, they did Halloween 2, which is literally a continuation of the same night as the original.
Yep.
Do you think if they had made Halloween Season of the Witch as Halloween 2, it would have been like audiences
people would have gotten it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And if they would have presented like, introducing the new Halloween 2 movie, follow the anthology series. Like, they have to set people up. And I feel like when they presented this movie in theaters, did they even say this is, like, no Michael Myers? Or did they just, like, spring that one up on everyone?
I think that a lot of people were upset that he wasn't in it, yeah.
I mean, like, we do get, Holy smokes. Sorry. Tom Adkins.
Yeah.
It's not my night tonight. I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, because like that's what I was gonna say. Is like really, I feel like I absolutely love Halloween. Halloween 2, I should say, and you'll see that in my rankings. You could pretty much end Michael Myers' storyline at the end of the original Halloween, where he gets shot, falls off, and then disappears. And then like the ending of that movie being like just him breathing over all those places we've seen him in before. You can kind of end his story there because it's almost like...
Yeah, and that's what I feel like a lot of, modern horror movies are doing. They don't have a continuation on, like, what happens. They kind of just end it. Like, it's fine. It can sustain itself. Leave it up to the viewer's imagination. I think that is more powerful as a movie than anything because I feel like you don't necessarily need a close to make it a good movie. You just need to end it very well, leave it up to the person's imagination, if so.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, kind of going off my question about the reboots and timelines. Of all the Halloween timelines, so you have the original, which is like Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the Rob Zombie one, you have H2O, you have the new timeline. Of all those timelines, which is your favorite?
Oh, shit. Wait, did you say the 2018 one?
Yeah, because that's a different timeline. Because that's just the first one in 2018.
Okay. This is a hard question for me. And I think this kind of is going to bleed into my rankings, but I'm going to try to censor it a little bit. I really like the timeline of the first and the second movie. I like that. I feel like it's very wholesome. I feel like that's, it is kind of a direct continuation on into the 2018 version of Halloween.
Well, 2018 is just the first one.
Oh, really?
Remember, because they're not brother and sister in the new one.
They're not?
No, remember they say when they're walking home, that like her the granddaughter is with her friends, and then the one friend says, "Wasn't Michael Myers her brother or something?" And then she says, "No, that's something people just made up."
Oh shit, dude! We just watched this 2 days ago.
I think you think of H2O, where it is that continuation of 1 and 2.
There's too much going on here. Okay. Then I guess the first one and the continuation on into 2018 version. I like that timeline. It's nice. It's clear.
Okay, so this is my follow-up question then.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the idea of Laurie as Michael's sister, or that they're just like...
I like the whole sister thing. I like that. It gives, for me, a purpose to this killer. And I know you don't agree with that because it's more menacing to have somebody just go on this sporadic killing spree just cause.
So you do like that they're brother and sister, even though you still preferred the 2018 one, or they're not.
Yeah, because in my mind, up until this point, I thought they were. So.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then let me ask you. Okay. So then my next question was just going to be like, what is your opinion on Michael Myers in general? Like, do you think that he's an effective villain?
He's a wholesome guy.
Like, do you think he's an effective villain? And I can it follows into my next question, but I'll just let you answer that first.
Yeah, I think he's an effective villain. He does kill a lot of people, a lot of body count there. He's also ruthless, which I like, and merciless. Like, he just doesn't care. He's just gonna kill you because he doesn't really stop to think about what he's doing. Whereas in Friday the 13th, you can kind of be like, Jason, mommy says that. You can kind of like get to him. Whereas in Michael, like, Loomis tries to do the whole baby talk thing with him, but this guy just doesn't care. He's just gonna kill you anyways. Yeah.
Okay. So my follow-up question to that is like, do you find the Halloween films scary? Like, in general, like, as a comparison maybe to the other two, like, do you think they're scary?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think they're... okay. If I could rank scariness of the three franchises, it would be Nightmare on Elm Street
as the scariest.
Then it'd be Halloween, then Friday the 13th. I don't find Friday the 13th scary because it's just so, like, far gone that it's not really scary anymore. It's more funny, and like I said, you're cheering for the villain at that point. You're like, yeah, get those kills. Whereas in Halloween, you're kind of still wanting the survivors and stuff to like get free. You want Laurie to like actually kill him. So
Okay.
in that sense, he is scary.
So then question B of that is like, if they are scary or at least a little scary, what do you think is like the effective part of these movies? Like, what makes them scary? Is it just that they are that you still root for the characters and therefore you have more like kind of investment in them?
Yeah.
That's what makes them scary?
Well, yeah, because like you care about Laurie Strode, you care about Jamie.
You care about Loomis?
No.
Okay, this is a question I don't even have written down, but like, so what are your opinions on like the different main characters in the movies? Because I feel like there's a few different ones. Like there's like the Laurie centric movies, and then there's like the Loomis centric movies, and the Jamie ones. Like, what are your opinions? Do you prefer the Laurie centric ones, or do you prefer the Loomis ones?
That must be the dumbest question you've ever asked me. I don't know how many times I have said when we were watching all these movies, guys, I can't fucking stand Loomis. He is just bad. I just don't like him.
Why?
Because he's annoying. He's like, yes, I am Michael. That's a terrible impression.
That is.
I am Michael Myers, doctor. I have to go with him everywhere. Bitch, how do you help him?
Well, he's not trying to help him. He's trying to stop him.
Well, then kill him.
Well, he tries.
He tries. No. I just don't like Loomis, especially because he's like, that's like his lifelong obsession is just Michael Myers. Like, you know, find a new interest. Like, there's lots of shit. He's an old guy. You could go, bird watching or some shit. I just don't like him. I love Laurie. I think she's a great symbol for empowerment in women, for women. I remember when I went and saw the 2018 version of the Halloween, and when, she's getting all ready to defeat Michael, she's like, cocking her guns, getting her house all ready. I was like, yeah, that's my woman. You gotta do your thing. Also, in the earlier movies, she's just very empowering as well, just because she's always trying to think of others, get them out of the way. Like with the kids and stuff, she wants to get them to safety. And she kind of takes Michael on by herself, which is really good. Jamie, I don't really know how I feel. She kind of gives me the same Loomis vibes. Like, it's just like she's almost borderline annoying. I'm like, I don't really care. Honestly, out of the whole Halloween franchise, the people I like the most are Michael Myers and Laurie, and that's it. Everyone else, I think, is just kind of, fluff.
Okay. I have some other questions for you about those kinds of things, but I think we'll get into them more when we talk about each individual movie.
By the way, are you going to give your opinion on this? Because I feel bad.
No. I mean,
you're interviewing me.
I mean, it is an interview of you, and like I said, we will give our opinions when we do the ranking game I have, and then we'll talk about each individual movie more. But I kind of want to end this portion of it off by just asking you, like, where do you think, like, the franchise is going to go from here? Because they've announced that next year is Halloween Kills, and then the year after that is Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. And obviously, so at the end of the 2018 movie, we see him burning in the basement. So where do you think the franchise is going to go from here?
I think it's going to follow the same storyline as the Jamie movies, to be honest. Because at the end of the 2018 version of Halloween, you see Allison with the knife, and that kind of parallels towards the fourth movie. At the end of the fourth movie, she's killed her adoptive mom, mm-hmm. and she's holding, like, the knife. Like, obviously Allison didn't kill anybody, but it can kind of be seen in the same way, in the same light as Jamie. So I don't know, maybe she's going to have some weird spiritual connection or whatever towards Michael and know where he's going. I don't know. What do you think?
I think they're still going to have Michael come back.
No, me too, but I think it's going to be more focused on Allison's character and stuff.
Well, and the one thing they have shown already from the new movie is that at least part of it is going to take place back in Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, because they're filming there right now.
Huh, so it might be a continuation of the second one.
I don't know. Okay, kind of tied into that. So at the end, like I said, at the end of Halloween 2018, we see him burning up in that basement. What, in your opinion, is your favorite ending to a Halloween movie? Like, what is the most believable Michael Myers death? Like, what is your favorite Michael Myers death?
In the second movie, when he's, just blown up.
Okay.
I like that. And that's kind of believable because it's like, for me anyways, if you blow up, you're most likely to be dead. Unless you're Michael Myers and just somehow magically come back. But I don't know. That's my most memorable one.
Okay.
What about you?
Reverse
interview, go.
I would say that, or like the ending of H2O when she cuts her head off.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice juicy one too.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty much the ending of my questions.
Okay, guys, so you can follow... No, I'm kidding. Go.
I guess the only other last question I have before we get into our rankings is, what franchise do we do next?
Oh, man. Okay, so there's the Texas Chainsaw movies. There's the Chucky movies.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there?
We could do, like, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Leprechaun.
God.
Saw.
No. I could do Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I've seen. How many are there? Like 7?
There's 8, I believe. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, there's 8.
Okay, I can do that. Nice.
Okay. So let's get into the rankings. So basically, to do our rankings of these movies, we're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
So basically, what's gonna happen is by turn, we're gonna give our individual rankings of the movies in descending order. So you're gonna be starting with your least favorite and going to your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to say anything when we say our rankings of the movies until we both have mentioned the same movie. So basically, if Marlayna mentions her least favorite movie and I mention mine, and then if they're the same, we're going to talk about that. And if they're not the same, we're going to keep going until both of us have mentioned that movie.
All right.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So, you ready?
I think so.
So, like I said, just say what your least favorite is and then stop.
Will do.
And I'm going to keep a record.
Okay.
In descending order.
Okay.
Okay, so Marlayna, and there's 11 movies.
Yes.
Okay, so Marlayna.
Hello.
What is your least favorite Halloween movie?
I'm gonna give that to Halloween Resurrection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Really?
Okay. What is your second least favorite?
Halloween 6.
Oh, there we go. So we already have one. Okay, so that means that the SpookNotes podcast, because basically what I'm also doing here is I'm making a consensus ranking.
Wow.
For the SpookNotes podcast. So the SpookNotes podcast consensus ranking of our least favorite is Halloween 6. So let's talk about it. Why did you put Halloween 6 as second?
Because it was fucking stupid. Because it was so dumb. Literally, you had Jamie who gives birth to this baby, and Paul Rudd who plays what is it, Tommy or something like that?
He plays Tommy, yeah, from the first movie.
It's just at that point it's so far gone that it just doesn't make any sense. So this is how it goes in my head. You have Laurie, icon from the first couple movies, you know who she is. Then she, pops out a kid that just so happens to be Jamie, who has this weird spiritual connection to Michael, then gets knocked up, has this baby, and then she dies, and this baby is now in Paul Rudd's hands.
Well, the baby's, yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, why do I care? At that point, you're almost cheering for Michael Myers to kill these people because it's just like, God, put them out of their misery. Like, it's just so dumb.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, that's the movie with the whole cult of Thorn and all the supernatural stuff.
Yes.
And it really doesn't make any sense. The writing is bad to the point where, the plotting is all weird and things happen that just don't make sense. And the ending is terrible.
Yeah.
So Halloween 6 is the SpookNotes podcast's least favorite Halloween movie.
Yep.
Okay, so my personal second least favorite is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Wait, so as your number 9 pick, or?
Number 10. Because I didn't get mine.
Oh, shit, okay.
So that's my number 10.
What did you say? I wasn't listening.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Okay.
So what's your number 9?
That one.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Wow, it seems like great minds think alike.
Okay, so Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. What did you think of it?
It was stupid. It was so bad. I think it's dumb because you have this Laurie Strode, who's this half drug addict thing, and she's just so paranoid that Michael Myers is going to come back and get her, and it's just so bad. It's just poorly written. I don't care about this movie. I don't know. I don't know what else to add for that.
Yeah, this is also the one. So this is the one where we get the white horse and the
It's
Sherry Moon zombie walking around in the white dress. It's very weird too. It's this whole kind of metaphysical aspect of it that I think was just like something that Rob Zombie was interested in. I just don't think it works for a Halloween movie.
Honestly, the only good part of that fucking movie is Malcolm McDowell, who plays Dr. Loomis. So I swear, we even said when we were watching that movie, there should just be like a sub movie about
just Malcolm McDowell
doing
walking around.
stuff. Yeah, it's just really entertaining. Nice.
Okay. All right, so that's Halloween 2. All right, so then my number 9 pick is Rob Zombie's Halloween 1.
Oh, okay.
So now you're on number 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, Marlena, what's your number 8?
Halloween 5.
Halloween 5, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can't talk about that one. Actually, we can talk about it now because my number 8... Oh, wait, yeah, my number 8 is Halloween 5.
Oh, okay.
So, Halloween 5. The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Again, very stupid. I really hated Loomis in this movie. He was just uber annoying. For whatever reason, Connor has like this secret crush on Loomis. You think he's like a cutie pie. I think it's weird. I don't know. I just didn't like this movie just because you have Jamie, who's basically like this psycho thing in a sanatorium or whatever. Where is she? She's in some psych ward.
Yeah.
And she's just flopping around on her bed having epileptic seizures every 5 minutes. And then there's this like weird romance with this like sped child who's also in there.
Oh my god, that's mean.
That is mean. I'm sorry. But like it's just dumb. And then you have like her adoptive sister coming to visit her, pretending like everything's okay, even though she killed the mom.
No, but she didn't kill the mom.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But then her friend, like, her adoptive sister's friend is weirdly involved. Like, who cares? Like, why is she in this movie as, like, a main character?
This is also the one where we get the introduction to the Cult of Thorn. Yeah, I don't like it. The only scene I would say I like in the movie is the barn scene where he kills the girl with the scythe and the other guy with the pitchfork. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty...
there's cats in that movie.
And also the mask in that one looks very bad. It's the one that's kind of elongated. It looks like an alien. That's weird. Okay, so... Marlena, you're number 7?
It
right?
is Rob Zombie 1 Halloween.
Okay, so there we go. So we're on that one then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob Zombie's Halloween Uno.
You know what? I wouldn't say it's that bad of a movie. I thought it was different. Very, very gory. Very violent in both a physical and verbal sense. I feel like in all Rob Zombie movies, like, he must say the word fuck as many times as you possibly can in one scene. Every time you say the word fuck, I'm gonna give you $100. And everybody's like, okay. And then they just start going off. So it's almost funny at that point. And, you know, just seeing a Rob Zombie take on this was interesting for me. Obviously, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. It was just
So you have this ranked at number
7,
and I have this ranked at number 9. So it's a little bit different. For me, the thing I didn't like about it is, like, I just realized it's way too long and it's way too boring. Like, we try to watch it like 3 different times. It took us like 3 tries to get to the whole movie.
The first time I watched it, it was alone in the apartment at like 1 a.m. and I had to turn it off just because even on level 1 volume, it was so loud. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna get the police called on me or something. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that there are some memorable scenes and characters about it. Like, I think of Joe Grizzly.
Joe Grizzly, bitch.
And stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I think it's just... Also, the other thing I don't like about it is because he kind of tries to go in, like, the mindset of Michael Myers, right? And I feel like we don't need that. We don't need to know why he's like that. He's more effective as just kind of like the shape, you know?
But here's the thing. I disagree with that. I kind of like that because...
Well, you do have a rank higher than me.
Yeah, I just like it just because, you know, it does give more of an insight to Michael Myers. And I'm like that, you know, I try to understand people, try to put myself in their shoes, and I think Rob Zombie really did that for me in this movie.
Okay. So, my number 7, and the SpookNotes podcast consensus number 7, is Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, okay.
So you have this placed 11.
Why?
And I have it placed 7. Here's the thing.
Chicken fried, motherfucker.
Let me put it to you this way. I think there's 2 ways you can look at a bad movie. A bad movie can be bad, and you're like, this was really boring. I just really didn't enjoy watching it. And that's what I get from, like, Halloween 6, Halloween 5, you know, stuff like that. For Halloween Resurrection, it's really bad. I don't think it's better than the Rob Zombie movies. I would say the Rob Zombie movies are better made movies, but I like Halloween Resurrection better because it is so bad that it's funny. I genuinely enjoy watching it because it's so bad it's funny. Busta Rhymes is amazing in it.
Okay, Busta Rhymes, for me, was the only good part in that entire movie.
I just think about how stupid all the characters are, and I think about like the early internet shit, and I think of like Tyra Banks making the espresso, like that's in a Halloween movie.
I don't know, man. I just thought this movie was so boring that I couldn't even get through it. I remember when we watched this, and I was like, "Can we just turn this off? Because I can't do this anymore." You're like, "No, just wait, Busta Rhymes, he'll redeem it." And like I said, like literally, of maybe the 4 or 5 lines he has in the entire movie, that's what makes this movie good. Everything else is dumb. I would not recommend this movie to anyone.
I like it. I find it enjoyable. All right. Okay, so Marlayna, your number 6
is Halloween 4 with Jamie.
Okay. My number 6 is Halloween H2O.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Marlayna, your number 5.
Oh, God. My number 5 is Halloween 2018.
2018, okay. My number 5 is Halloween 2018. Okay, so Halloween 2018 is on the list.
Cool.
All right, so your opinions on Halloween 2018. That's number 6.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well made. I really liked Laurie Strode coming back, doing her thing, you know, going against Michael Myers, like a bunch of these geriatric fecks going against each other. Yeah, I thought it was a nice movie.
So I'll say this to set up basically the rest of our rankings. I think the bottom 5 Halloween movies and the top 6, there's a huge jump between them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a huge jump of quality. I think the bottom 5 are very bad, and this is where it gets to I actually really do like these movies. So it's my number 5 and your number 6.
Yep.
The reason I like it so much is because I think it does do a good job.
Wait, say that again?
It's my number 5, your number 6.
No, it's my number 5.
Oh, no, you're right. It's both of our number 5s. Sorry. Yeah, no, the reason I like it so much is because it does a good job of kind of analyzing what like life after trauma is like and what Laurie's life was like experiencing that first movie.
Yeah.
And like how she's been affected by it, but then once it comes back, how she kind of takes control of it and kind of...
She's prepared for it.
Exactly, and then she doesn't use her trauma, but she kind of overcomes her trauma.
Yep.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
And I do also really like the aesthetics of the movie. Like, I think the new Michael Myers looks great. I think there's a lot of cool filmmaking in it, like that one long shot when he's walking around the neighborhood.
The score.
Oh, yeah, the score by John Carpenter is the best part of it. Like, this is the first time since Halloween 3 that we've had a John Carpenter score, and it's amazing.
I know.
So.
I can't wait until we see him in concert.
Yep.
It's gonna be freaking dope.
If he comes and plays again, God. All right. Okay.
God, that's his name.
So you did 5, I did 5, so you're number 4.
Halloween 3.
Really? You have it at number 4?
Yeah.
God damn it. Alrighty, okay. So my number 4 is Halloween 4. So
why?
Now we can talk about it. So you had it at 6,
Yep.
and I had it at 4.
Yep.
So what do you think about Halloween 4?
I like it in the sense that it's a fresh new storyline. It started off fresh. So you find out that Laurie Strode has died. She had a baby named Jamie, and this girl has been adopted, and she finds out that Michael Myers is her uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes along this whole storyline. So I think that's actually very interesting because it skipped a generation.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Laurie, she's gone, she's out of the picture. So Michael, he needs to focus on something else. And it's very interesting that it's a child because that's actually very, very scary if you think about it. Is this psychopath going after this young kid? And that is very scary, especially you don't even have any family at that point. Who do you turn to? Everyone else is dead. It's very scary. So I give it credit for that. I really like it for that reason. Thought the child actress did a very good job.
Mm-hmm. Danielle Harris, who's also in the Rob Zombie movies.
Yep. And also the ending of the movie I thought was really cool because, it kind of comes full circle that now she is Michael Myers, like going crazy and stuff like that, killing people.
Yeah, no, I think you touched on a lot of things I really like about it. Like, I think it does a good job because it brings it back to basics. Because, like, after they were like, Halloween 3, even though it's a good movie in my opinion, it didn't do well, so like we got to bring it back to basics, back to Michael Myers. So I think they did a good job of that, of kind of bringing it back to its origins and saying like, we're starting over, and we don't want to make it too crazy, but they do a good job, like you said, of kind of continuing that family storyline, making it make sense. The fact that it is a child, as you said, is a lot better. I really like a lot of the aesthetics in the movie. I think that it's a really good 80s horror movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think about like the beginning of the movie, the opening title sequence over that farm.
Yeah.
Is like that's like my aesthetic.
Well, didn't you just recently buy a shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I really like that. I just think that like they did such a good job of bringing it back to basics, and that it's such a good just a slasher movie, and the characters in it are good. So I don't know. I really like it.
Nice.
So now we're in our top 3. So Marlayna, what is your number 3?
Halloween H2O.
H2O. Okay,
Yeah.
So now it's on the list. Let's talk about it. So you have, let me see here. Oh, hold on. Okay. So you have H2O at number 3. I have H2O at number 6. There's a little bit of a difference there. Why do you have it so high?
I really liked it. And I think I really liked it just because this was the first movie back that you actually had Jamie Lee Curtis in. I really respected that. It was, well, it wasn't really a not too linear, but for the most part, it was like she endured all this trauma. As a kid, she restarted her own life. I really liked the concept of the boarding school. I thought that was a really cool, environment. I haven't really seen too many horror movies that kind of follow in that setting.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I can really think of was that one with Emma Roberts. It was kind of like an indie movie where she kills someone or whatever. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Emma Roberts, Connor.
I know who that is, but I don't know what you're talking
We
about.
saw it. Pretty Liar or something like that.
I don't know.
Whatever. It was in a boarding school. And like Black Christmas and whatnot, but that's a sorority. But whatever. I like that scene or that like setting. I think Jamie was just like a badass, especially at the end where she cuts his head off and everything. I don't know. It's just I really liked it. I don't know how else to say. I thought it was a really good job. It was funny in all the right places. The kills were really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does a good job, like you said, of kind of saying, like, none of those other movies happened. This is a continuation of part 2. Laurie's been in hiding all these years. And, like you said, it's another examination, just kind of like 2018, of that trauma. I have it actually rated lower than 2018. I like 2018 better. But it's still kind of the same idea. And the one thing I really do like about it is the ending. And I think that if they had just ended it there, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, they should.
But of course, they ruined the ending with Resurrection.
God.
where it's like not Michael Myers. But if you had just not ever seen Resurrection, actually believe she actually cut off her brother's head there, I think that's pretty effective.
Yeah. Also, sorry, don't mean to jump back to Halloween Resurrection, but just because the opening sequence is like, with Laurie, she's in the psych ward, it sets it up really good. And if you look at the poster for Halloween Resurrection, the first thing that you see is Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, she's in this fucking movie, like, oh my god. That's the same concept with Scream, right? You see Drew Barrymore, you think that they're going to be in it for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. They die off within the first, 10 minutes of the movie. I don't like that.
Well, it's funny that you mention Scream, because the guy who wrote Scream, Kevin Williamson, is one of the writers of H2O.
Oh.
And I think you feel that connection. Like, H2O feels like a very 90s slasher movie. It's very self-aware. Like, I think of all the references to Psycho with Janet Leigh in it.
Yeah.
Scream is playing on one of the TVs, Scream 2, which doesn't make any sense from a universe perspective.
Why?
Well, because they're playing Scream 2, which is obviously the sequel to the original Scream, and who's in the original Scream but Jamie Lee Curtis on the TV when they're watching Halloween.
Oh, oh my god.
It doesn't make sense. Anyways, okay, yeah, so H2O. Okay, so my number 3 is Halloween 2, 1981.
Okay.
Your number 2.
It's Halloween 2, 1981.
Okay, let's talk about it. Halloween 2. Can I go first on this one? This was almost my number 2. I was wrestling between it and number 3. Ultimately, I went with number 3, but we'll talk about that after. I just think when I watched it again with you, I realized how much I love this movie.
Yeah.
It might be the most perfect, pure slasher movie of all the Halloween movies. Even better than the original in that sense. I just think that Dick Warlock's Michael Myers is my favorite Michael Myers of any of them.
Well, because he's so cold in the way that he moves.
I think he does the best job of embodying the idea of Michael Myers as the shape, as purely emotionless, as purely just a killer with no emotion, just kind of stalking the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, plus I really like the setting. I mean, I think the kills, it's definitely a more gory and kill-focused movie than the original, but the kills in it are really good, the scalpel, the syringe, the hot tub kill.
Yeah.
Those are all such memorable kills. And I think the ending of it is great as well with Loomis. Well, when Laurie shoots out of the eyes, and then you have the blood tears, and then Loomis blowing him up. It's a really, really good movie in my opinion. Yeah. And the score is a great update because it's more synthy than the original.
Mm-hmm. You've literally said it all. Honestly, I agree with you 100%. The kills in it are really good. For me, my favorite kill in that is the hot tub kill. Gross as fuck. That, honestly, I make a lot of tea, guys. So I boil water, and every time that just even a molecule of the burning water goes on my skin, I freak out. So I can't even imagine being dunked and drowned in a pool of scorching hot, scalding water. It would just be the worst way to die for me. Ugh, gross.
The other thing I like about this movie is, other than 3, it does the best job, I think, of kind of capturing the holiday, because it is that feeling of it's Halloween night, but not Halloween night when you go trick or treating. It's that feel of Halloween night when everybody's back inside, and then it's just the cold wind rustling through the night streets and stuff like that. It's that kind of feeling you get, and I think of when it's this kind of the silentness of the hospital and how it's just it seems dead and it seems all nobody's there anymore. It's abandoned almost. And then another thing I really like, because I actually genuinely think Halloween 2 is also really, really scary, is I think of that scene with the kid when he comes in with the razor blade in his mouth, and it's so random, but it's just such a small snapshot of the holiday.
Ugh. Well, yeah, because back then, and even now, everybody's still concerned about psychopaths putting razor blades and pins and candy, which is just awful. I couldn't imagine just taking a bite of something, going ham at it, and boom, razor blades stuck at the top of my mouth. Blah. Gross.
I know. I just like I said, I love the setting, the desolateness of the hospital. Even talking about it now, I'm even should I put it number 2? I just really, really like this movie. Okay. So my number 2 is Halloween 3. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
What did I put it as?
You put
4?
it as your number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain that. Because I was shocked by that. I thought Halloween 3 would be higher.
Yeah, okay, me too. Originally, when I was making this list, the reason why I didn't put it that was just because the H2O I thought was better. It really got a good overall reaction for me. I like Season of the Witch. I really do. But I also like a linear storyline for the most part. It was hard. Trust me, doing that was hard. I really tossed and turned on that one. It's not like I don't like Season of the Witch or anything like that. It's just I like a nice linear story. However, I really do love Tom Adkins. Like we said in the past, we've met him. Very nice guy. Doesn't know how to pronounce my name, but that's okay, guys.
And we met Tommy Lee Wallace, too.
Yeah, so we got, double trouble on that one. Both really funny in person, by the way.
Yeah. So for me, this is my number 2. And I think it is solely just because it's not Michael Myers. Like, it's something so different. And they just kind of, they just tried. They were like, we're going to just try to do something different. And that's what I love so much about it. Because in my opinion, it really works. Like, even just as a movie alone, not connected to the rest of the Halloween franchise, I think this really works as a great movie. It has some great gore. The storyline is great because it's not really a slashing movie. It's more just like this weird, like, supernatural mystery movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really unique in that sense. And also, I think it has a lot of great, like, iconography. Because, like, it has those classic, the 3 masks. And then, like, I just think of, like, one of the most memorable, I think probably maybe the most memorable scene.
Sorry, okay. Not to cut you off, but you are wearing a Halloween 3 shirt right now.
Yep.
And I'm staring at Tom Atkins. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And I was going to say, I think, like, maybe, probably not, but maybe the most memorable scene in any Halloween movie to me is the scene of when they go into the room, that family, for the experiment.
Oh,
and then the kid dies. His head turns to mush. All the spiders and stuff come out. Like, what an amazing scene! Like I just think it's amazing. And plus, I mean, the ending is
stop it,
great. It's iconic.
And you don't know.
You don't know.
Perfect example where you do not need a continuation on what happened. It's better just to leave it up to the imagination of the viewer.
And the score by John Carpenter is my favorite John Carpenter score. That and The Fog are my 2 favorites.
I never would have guessed, considering it is literally your alarm ringtone every fucking morning.
Well, I'm just saying the score as a whole.
Just be quiet. Every morning I hear boom, 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 boom. 8 more days till Halloween.
Well, I'm just saying the score as a whole. But yeah, no, I really like it. And like I said, it also does a really good job of kind of making you feel like it's the holiday. Like another one of my favorite scenes is when you see, like, when all the kids are getting ready to, like, go back to, like, watch the commercial, and then, like, you get the scene of, like, those kids walking up that mountainside, and they're all wearing, like, the costume and stuff, and it's just like, oh.
You should get that as your next tattoo.
Maybe. So.
All right, and this brings us to number 1.
Well, I think we might have very different number 1s. What our favorite is.
I don't know, man.
Okay, let's say it on 3. What is our favorite Halloween movie?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. The original.
Halloween 1. Wow, never would have thought that one.
Yeah, so did you guess that?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, I would say anybody who's doing a ranking of these movies who doesn't put the original as number 1 is crazy.
Yeah.
But why is it your favorite?
Because it's classic. It's classic, You watch Halloween on Halloween. I don't know, man. Every time I watch this movie, it brings me back to a certain season, to an atmosphere. Like, seriously, the one time we were trying to watch it in, like, the winter time or, I don't know, early spring, it immediately brought me back to October. I was like, wow, like, ooh, spooky vibes. I don't know, I like that.
I think that, very simply put, I think I would put it alongside, like, The Shining and The Exorcist of one of just, like, the best made horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like, it's that. Like, it's the most iconic. Like, I feel like I've seen this movie so many times that I know literally every single scene beat for beat. And just, like, the fact that it was made for so little money by just, like, all these, like, newcomers who've never made a movie before. And like, we're just going to try to make this movie.
And in such a short time frame.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 3 weeks or something like that?
I think, well, when we saw Tommy Lee Wallace and we like listened to him give a little talk and Q&A and stuff, he's like, yeah, I think it was like 20 days they made it.
That's ridiculous. I can't even get an essay written in 21 days. 3 weeks. Wow.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Like, the direction by John Carpenter.
Also, sorry, really quick. When you're talking about the budget and how it was so limited, I still laugh at what you said with the leaves. Because where they filmed it, obviously it was like
It was filmed in California.
Yeah, so they don't really have fall. So they had to purchase a bag or whatever of fall leaves, and they would go around placing them in certain areas so you could get that fall vibe, and then they would have to go pick them up after.
Yeah.
And make sure that they have all the leaves that were accounted for, because leaves are expensive.
Yeah. Like we said, I think it's just like, it's crazy how well this movie turned out. Because like, it could have been terrible. Like, it could have just been like a terrible kind of like young, like, not student film, but like kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's amazing. It's iconic. It's just kind of like this collection of different things. Like, I think of the direction of John Carpenter, his score. I think of like the acting from Jamie Lee Curtis. I think of like the art design from Tommy Lee Wallace. The fact that he made that mask that's so iconic now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things, a lot of good things.
It's always hard when you're doing a list like this to talk about the best, because it's just the best.
It's like, there's nothing more I can say.
Like, we can say, like, with other movies like Friday the 13th and, like, Halloween 2 even, that it's great for the kills, it's, like, super awesome like that. But at the end of the day, this is just a well-made, it's suspenseful, it's effective, It's just, I think you really also, like, the best time and place to watch this movie is, like you said, on, like, Halloween night with you and just, like, one other person when all the lights are out. And maybe you still have your jack-o'-lantern flickering. That's, like, the best time. Watch this movie.
There you go. You just summed it all up so nicely.
Okay, so let's just give a quick recap. I won't give of both of ours. We'll just do the consent. This is the consensus SpookNotes podcast Halloween rankings.
Yeah.
So at number 11, we have Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
At number 10, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. At number 9, we have Halloween 5.
Mm-hmm.
At number... What was that? Oh, at number 8, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 1.
Yep.
At number 7, we have Halloween Resurrection.
Uh-huh.
At number 6, we have Halloween 2018. At number 5, we have Halloween 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, we have Halloween H2O. Number 3, we have Halloween 2. At number 2, we have Halloween 3. And at number 1, we have the original.
Nice. Cool. All right. 11th spot, we have Halloween Resurrection. Stupidest movie ever made.
No. This is the consensus. This wasn't mine. This was just what this was our consensus rankings.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave. I'm sorry.
No, but that's the SpookNotes podcast.
Oh, okay.
Ratings.
Okay. I thought it was yours.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
No.
I am dumb.
All right. Okay. So we've been kind of going on. We were talking about these movies a lot. So to kind of end it off, just like we did for the last two franchises, Marlayna, we're going to be doing a quiz of your Halloween trivia knowledge.
Holy smokes! How many questions?
There's 11 questions.
Oh.
Because there's 11 movies.
I don't know any.
And there is a prize afterwards.
Oh, do I get it even though I'll lose?
No.
Is it food?
No. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's go. Ow.
Okay.
Sauce me these questions.
First question. Marlayna.
Yeah.
How many Halloween movies has John Carpenter scored?
Oh, fuck. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 5. 4. 4 movies.
Is that your final answer?
No. What is it?
What's your final answer?
Okay, 1, 2, and 3, 2018, and H2O, 5. Right?
What's your final answer?
5.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. It's 4.
Fuck me.
You're right. 1, 2, 3, and 2018.
Okay.
Alright, so... Alright, okay, question numero 2. What actor or actress has been in the most Halloween movies?
Um, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Is that your final answer?
Okay, she's been in 1, 2, 5, 6, and yeah, her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she's been in 6 Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Can you name them?
I was just naming them. Were you not paying attention?
So she's been in Halloween
She's
1.
been 1, 2,
H2O.
H2O.
Resurrection.
Yeah, and 2018.
But that's 5. She's been in 6 movies.
She's been in 6 movies. Oh, she plays the announcer in the 3rd one.
Yeah, exactly. The
I
next.
wouldn't really say that, but okay,
No,
that's like
that
her
counts.
voice.
Yeah.
That's like saying Adrian Barbeau's in The Thing.
She was in The Thing.
Oh my god.
So the runner-up then was Donald Pleasance, obviously, with 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Follow-up question: What character has been in the most Halloween movies, Laurie or Loomis?
Loomis. You just said. You said 6.
What?
You said he was in 6 movies.
No, Donald Pleasance was in 5, but I'm saying the character, because then we also think about the Rob Zombie movies.
Oh shit. Okay.
So what character has been in the most?
Okay, I'm counting Laurie. She's in 1, 2, oh my god, 6.
No, 7.
7, 8. 2 Rob Zombie movies. And the new one. She's in 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, no, it's Loomis. He's in every fucking movie ever made.
Is that a final answer?
Yeah.
It's a trick question. It's tied between Laurie and Loomis.
Oh my
They've both been in the same amount.
Okay, can we not do all these math questions? It's late at night.
Okay, question number 4. This is an interesting one. Jamie Lloyd, played by Daniel Harris, has a son who's a baby.
Yeah.
In Halloween 6. How is he related to Michael?
Oh, that's Michael's. Okay. Laurie's his sister, so that makes Jamie his niece. His great niece.
Yes. Good. Okay, number 5. How old is Michael Myers in the original Halloween?
Isn't he like 19?
Your final answer?
It's either like 19 or like 21 or no. Okay, how old? Okay, Jamie is like 17.
I mean Laurie.
Laurie. Fuck. I mean like Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay,
Yes.
is like 17. I think 19.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You were close. It is 21.
Oh fuck.
There's a line in Halloween 2 where
Oh
Loomis,
yeah, because he's like 4 or 5. Yeah, okay, I'm
because
sorry.
Loomis goes, Michael Myers was 21.
Perfect impression.
Okay. In Halloween 2, who dies after being hit by a car, which then explodes?
That's I don't know what his name is, but that's Laurie's like kind of boyfriend.
It's the one she has the crush on.
Yeah.
Do you know his name?
Tommy Douglas. I don't know.
Ben Dramer.
Yeah, Ben Dramer.
He's the one with the yellow hair.
You mean blonde hair?
Yeah, whatever. Okay, question number 7. What Halloween movie has the highest body count?
I don't know. All of them. I don't know. I have no idea.
Halloween 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because many of the kids in America will die.
Yeah, well, you don't know. He did say stop it.
But it doesn't stop when the movie ends.
That's a dumb question.
Okay. Question number 8. What is the only Michael Myers movie not set in Haddonfield?
H2O.
Yes. Okay, question 9. What movie is Halloween a spiritual sequel to?
Sorry, what?
What movie is Halloween a spiritual sequel to?
A spiritual sequel?
So it's not actually a sequel, but like it's kind of like he made it as like this could be a sequel to that movie because they're kind of connected.
I don't know, the first movie in 2018.
No.
I have no idea. I don't understand this question.
The original Halloween movie.
Yeah.
John Carpenter said he made it because he was a fan of which movie and because it could be kind of a sequel to it.
Oh, fuck. I've heard this.
It's a movie you know.
Yeah, I know. I do know this. I don't know this. Tell me.
Black Christmas.
Yeah. Something weird like that.
Because really, if you think about a Black Christmas, it's about a killer who kills girls on a holiday. And then the idea... So Bob Clark, the director of Black Christmas, said, he's like, if I ever made a sequel to this movie, it would have been that the killer from the first movie is in an asylum and he escapes and he kills girls, but this time it's on Halloween. Which is basically the plot of the original Halloween.
So basically Michael Myers is Billy.
Yeah, basically. Except he doesn't talk. Alright, question 10.
Okay.
In the original Halloween movie, it's not very gory. It's not really focused on the kills. How many people does Michael Myers kill in the original Halloween?
Is it 5?
Wow, yes. How did you know that?
Because I heard Loomis say it once.
Okay, so what are the people?
Okay, so you have Barb. You have
Barb.
Barb.
Who's that?
Barb? In the first one. The freaking she dies when she hits the car horn.
That's Annie.
Whatever. Annie. And then you have the blonde chick. Linda. Who am I thinking Barb? Somebody said Barb.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Fuck, I don't know. I see too many things. Okay, so those two. Then you have Bob, who's the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, oh my god.
There's 2 more.
I know there is. Holy smokes. Help me out a little bit.
The very beginning.
Oh, yeah,
His sister.
Oh, yeah, his sister.
And then the mechanic that he steals his clothes from.
I was just thinking of, like, that night.
No.
Okay.
All right, last question. Question 11.
I'm really sucking at this, by the way.
So, we met Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed Halloween 3. He also was the art director in the original Halloween. He also played Michael Myers in one scene in the original.
Yeah, the closet scene.
Fuck. Okay. Wow.
That's your hardest question?
I never said it was my hardest.
You should have asked the body count one. Like,
I never said that was my hardest. Okay, so 11 questions. You got 6 questions right out of 11. That's passing.
Nice. That's all I really aspire to do in life, just to pass. Thanks, Mr. Henderson.
No problem. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I have.
Nice.
So that's the Halloween franchise.
There it is, guys. In a nutshell. Our combined opinions and my failed knowledge at the Halloween
What do you mean
series.
failed? It's literally a pass.
Listen to me, man. In college or university, that's a fucking fail. I would not be able to pass into another course.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to this very lengthy podcast. Do you have any last comments?
I'm excited to do Texas Chainsaw next.
Me too. We gotta start binge watching them.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, guys, as always, you can find us on all the cool social media platforms to listen to the podcast, such as iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the sick handle SpookNotes. If you have any questions, comments, and hopefully no concerns, you can shoot us up an email at spooknotes@gmail.com. We always like to hear what you guys think. And if you have watched all these movies, which one is your favorite? Or which one is your least favorite, and why?
Although, honestly, if you say anything other than Halloween 1 is your favorite, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, so don't do that. Say the third one or something is your second favorite. I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah. Not going to continue this any longer.
Where can they find... Oh, did we already say that?
Yeah, we already said Jesus. Okay. And as always, don't forget to spike the spook. No, that was terrible. Okay, bye.